Stars shining bright above you.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my pregnancy vlog videos. As of this coming week, depends on when you're watching it, that's why it gets kind of confusing, but I'm going into my 22nd week. So like I said, I am 21 weeks pregnant. My turnover is on Tuesdays, so today is Sunday when I'm filming this. Happy Easter if you celebrate, and hence the Easter egg ensemble and hairdo. Turning over on the 22nd, on Tuesday, I will be 22 weeks. Irony, irony. Let's start with what the size of the baby is right now. So I'm going to refer to my lovely app here. So I'm 152 days pregnant. Crazy. It talks a little bit about round ligament pain. If you have experienced that or you don't know what it is, it's pretty painful. It's just when your ligaments are stretching out, mostly on the sides of your stomach and abdomen, to make room for stuff and to stretch out your body. So it's all good, but it only happens really like if you jerk or get up too fast or move too fast or something. So a lot of times it'll happen switching positions in bed or getting up out of bed is when I feel it the most. So the baby is about 12 ounces, maybe 13 ounces, and about 10.5 inches in length. So it's about the size of a cantaloupe. I mean, it just depends. It's like, are you buying organic cantaloupe or not? Depends on the size, right? So let's just go with cantaloupe. We are having a boy. We found out we're having a little baby boy, and we're so excited about it. I don't know, I just absolutely am in love with this little boy before he's even here, which is crazy to think about. So my symptoms lately have been just, I'm growing a ton. My belly popped out a lot in the last week and a half, I would say, while I was in Mexico. I think I noticed it more too because I was in bikinis all the time, and I was like, whoa, there's my belly. And if you follow me on Instagram, then you guys have seen a lot of those pictures. If you're not, that's where you can see a lot of my baby bump pictures, is on Instagram. It's at Renee Herlocker, so be sure to follow me there. But so yeah, I've just been eating a lot. I get hungry very often, probably around every 2 hours, but I can only eat really small amounts. So I'll like load up my plate, or I'll order something, you know, a huge portion, and I'm just like, yes, I'm gonna eat this whole thing, and then sure enough, I eat like a third of it, or not even, and then I'm hungry like an hour later, which that's kind of annoying because you're constantly having to think about what to eat. I am back to 100% normal eating. My first 3 months was a little bit rough, but yeah, I crave healthy things. My major cravings are like citrus and oranges. That's mostly what I could eat like all the time. Apples, something tart still. I still like sour tasting things, so green apples more so than any other apple. But mostly oranges for sure, navel oranges. People always want to know how much weight you've gained during pregnancy. Tricky question, right? It's so funny because you obviously get weighed at the doctor's, and we have a scale here because I bought a scale thinking that I would weigh myself like every day just to see the increase, but I just don't really care, to be honest. And I know that I'm feeling healthy and my doctor says I'm healthy, and I started, my pre-pregnancy weight was 115, between 113 and 115. It just obviously depends on the scale and how many clothes you're wearing at the time. Like when you go to the doctor to get your checkup or your appointment and they weigh you right away, it's like you're wearing 2 to 3 pounds of clothes. Maybe more depending on the weather, and so it just fluctuates. So I think as of now I've gained about between 10 and like I would say 13 pounds total, and it's great. This last truly like week and a half I've started feeling him kick a lot more. Before, starting around the 15th week, it was those little flutters that you feel or you hear about, and it's like little popcorn popping or butterflies flying around, or however you describe it. It's different. It's hard to explain truly, but now I can feel him kick. It's more of like a muscle twitch, like when you have like a muscle twitch or something, it kind of feels like that from the inside. And I'll be sitting somewhere, I'll be doing something, and he'll kick, and I will like, it'll take me like by surprise. I'm like, woo, that was him kicking. So he's very active in the morning and he's very active at night. When I'm laying down, obviously ready to go to bed, he is not. I wake up to him kicking at like 6 a.m. even before 5 a.m., 6 a.m. and then I won't go to sleep for another, I mean, I'll try to go to bed, back to bed for like another hour. But he's very active in the morning and at night, which is cool. I like it. I just can't wait for my husband to be able to like see him kick. I think that would be really cool. This last week I started getting some leg cramps. It wasn't those cramps that you hear about, you know, when you don't eat enough potassium or something and in your calf it just like, or your foot, it just like out of nowhere cramps up and you're like, whoa! It's like the worst pain and you can't do anything about it and you just have to wait for it to go away. It's not those yet. It's just like those dull, almost like growing pains, kind of like aches. And it's nothing too serious. I've been getting headaches occasionally. It's more like a sinus headache, but I know when I'm, you know, if I get a slight headache, it's because I haven't been drinking enough water. But I try to drink my jug of water. Where is it? This handy dandy thing. This is, what is it? 64 ounces. I try to drink one of these a day, even more if I'm working out. So I don't really get headaches, but if I do, I definitely know it's from dehydration. So what else have I been feeling? I started getting heartburn this week. The dreaded heartburn. But I did make a recipe that I make all the time, and it has acidity from the tomato sauce that I have in it, or just crushed tomatoes that's in it, and I think that's probably what kind of contributed to it. And it only lasted a couple days at night mostly, so I just would chew on a couple Tums. I think it was 1,000 milligrams and it was fine. But I only did that for 2 days and I haven't had it the last couple days, so hopefully that has subsided. And then because my belly is growing further out, it's protruding more, I'm getting a little bit more of some lower back aches. It's mostly obviously when I'm standing for long periods of time, or I'm getting lazy with my posture and I just stick my belly out and my curve in my back is really curved in, so that's kind of adding pressure. But other than that, it's really not anything bad. If I sit down, it goes away. Let's talk the emotional side of pregnancy. It definitely varies. But right now, I'm super even-keeled. I don't cry over things and I don't get super emotional over things. I just have like a very happy overall feeling about me. I think that's due to the bonding that's taking place more so now that we found out that we're having a little boy, starting to think of names. If you have any suggestions for baby boy names, make sure to put them in the comments below because I change my mind every single day. We have kind of a list going, but it's definitely not solidified yet. So I would love to hear some suggestions. But yeah, emotionally, it's just been a great last week, couple weeks even. My birthday, it was, you know, we celebrated that in Mexico during one of my friend's weddings, and that was beautiful. And then we found out what we're having, and we bought a house, which I'll get to in another video, which is a whole other life-changing thing, and everything is just really exciting right now. So spiritually, I continue to go to prenatal yoga, and that's where I really get into my spiritual connection. There's moments, depending on the classes you take, but there's moments in the class where you kind of take time and just relax, and that's been the spiritual side of it, is just to kind of bond with the baby that way. We selected a doula. Now if you don't know what a doula is, Google it, but it's basically somebody that's just there to help you get through your birth, helps the partner with anything that they need. They definitely take a more natural route, so that will be coming up discussion-wise in future vlogs. But yeah, so we selected our doula. I'm really, really happy and excited. She's actually my yoga teacher, which is even cooler. So yeah, so we're just gonna kind of continue to do that kind of spiritual stuff. I connect spiritually through music a lot of times, so I will have Kelly, my husband, play guitar and sing to the baby, and that's when he really kicks. I noticed it in Mexico. He would jam out at like the fire pit or something late night, and I was at, you know, a still moment and the baby was just going crazy. So it's gonna be night owl like his daddy. But yeah, so through music, so I'll play music. I'll put the little belly buds on there and play some Mozart and play just some fun music, Beatles, stuff like that, to get the baby listening to some music, and spiritually I think that's really, really helpful. So my goals for this week are to continue to eat healthy, continue to gain weight, and continue just to feel good. I definitely, you know, from what other people say, have that pregnancy glow, and I was contributing that earlier on to my my tinted moisturizer that I was using. But I definitely feel good, and I think that that just exudes out of me. So I have the pregnancy glow. It's official. What else? I really want to, in the last probably month or so, I've really, you know, I've been taking prenatal yoga twice a week, and then I started taking Pure Barre again. Now, Pure Barre is a great exercise for just anybody, but they have modifications that pregnant women can do during the exercise to make it safe and whatnot, and I love it. I feel strong, I feel like I'm toning, but I feel like I'm not overdoing it to where I'm being harmful to anything. So I've been trying to do that 2 to 3 times a week. This travel schedule was kind of crazy this last week, so we'll pick that back up in my 22nd week for sure. But I'm loving exercising, which is great. And next up we have an echocardiogram scheduled for this week. This was scheduled back when we were doing some of the initial genetic testing. Even if the results of that second blood work came back normal, which it did, of the NIPT test, which I spoke about previously in a vlog, they pretty much just suggested to book it, you know, and get it scheduled, and then depending on the results, either way, I mean, we could have canceled if we wanted to, but because it was already scheduled, we decided to keep the appointment, and we'll be able to look in depth at, you know, the anatomy, and which is cool because when we went in for our ultrasound for the gender stuff, we didn't look at the ultrasound because it was a surprise, so she looked at it and then wrote it down, and we didn't actually get to see it on the screen. So this ultrasound will be able to see the man parts and just check out his heart, check out all these other, you know, things more in depth with somebody that does that just, you know, on a regular basis. So yeah, that'll be cool. Another chance to see our baby boy, and hopefully he's growing like a weed. So other than that, everything is going great. We're looking forward to the 22nd week, and I will hopefully be able to keep up with these weekly vlogs. If not, I think every 2 weeks is kind of cool because there's a lot of things that change in those 2 weeks. So just let me know what you guys want. If you want them every week, I will definitely try to make that happen. And yeah, hope you're all doing well, and I will see you in my next video.